gonna butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my.
Hello all, welcome to the tavern. Have a sit down, order an ale, let's do this. So how goes it, ladies and gentlemen? Hello Ink. How's life? How's things hanging with you? How's the streaming business going for yourself? You know, I'm genuinely interested. I want to know, like, how are things going on? I have acquired an orb. What kind of orb? That sounds very ominous. Bangs head on table. Bartender, give me some lemonade, extra sweet. A magical orb of sound transmission. You mean you finally got yourself a fucking mic? You finally got yourself a fucking mic? Also, we don't serve a lemonade here, Whiskers. You kind of shit out of luck on that one. Also, 1 terabyte of external file storage at long last. I to be honest, I need to get myself some extra file storage myself personally, because my computer's got like a decent, like like a decent, like storage on it, but like, it's gonna fall apart eventually. It's gonna eventually, like, it's not gonna be as good. What? We got another funky. What are you on about, Whiskers? How many orbs do you think that? How many orbs do you think that she owns? Actually, that's questionable. Like, that's a good question. Like, how many orbs do you own, Ink? The funky orb from Rainworld. No, that one isn't real. That's not a real orb. The one in the Moon City. Alright, y'all are talking about fucking like Rainworld stuff at this point. My brain is contostatic at this point. But today, I had a sort of inkling, to talk about, just various odds and bobs. Some kind of reason, thinking of another battery last stream. Now, Ink is talking about more serious matters because she hasn't had a mic for so fucking long. You've just been using your phone, haven't you, Ink? Which has been working perfectly fine, but like, it's a bit awkward to have like 2 Discord accounts, specifically one of them being your mic. But yes, I had a sort of, I was going to talk about a few different odds and sods just today. Nothing specific. I actually just got a mic in January. Ooh, what'd you get a mic for? A mic for anything interesting? Fire in the beehole! No, Chad. Oh, I'm being raided by Chad. Oh, good lord. How goes it, Chad? How goes it? Welcome to the tavern. Well, again. Have a go on the snooker table. Yes, this is Chad. From a different channel and things like that, but uploading a ton of Bleach and Dragon Ball memes. Ooh. I haven't watched personally either one of them. So like the memes might be lost on my, my dumbass brain. Took my application to the weed store earlier. Ooh, yes, that's gonna get whirring soon, isn't it? You're not gonna be happy until you get a job there, because like you need the job there, because then you'll have access to it all. Yeah, fingers crossed. I've got my fingers, me toes. I've got everything that can be crossed. You know, because you want that job, and you've been needing to get yourself that job. So like, you know, it's what's best. But yes, I had a sort of inkling of some sort of odds and sods to talk about today. One of them being is that because like very soon I'm going to be getting myself a new tattoo done. I wanted to talk about, you know, what the people in my audience have. Like, what kind of tattoos do you have? What kind of tattoos would you like? What kind of things like that? Just a thing. Extra income would be great. Yeah, more income is always poggers. Yes, it's a thing. As I said, like, what kind of things do you guys would you like about that thing? I don't have any, but I've thought of getting some Rain World symbols someday. Ooh. Yes, I know you have your name I know you have my name on your ass, Chad. You've shown it to me. I've seen it in person. Like I've stared your ass in the face. He's got a tattoo. He's got a tattoo of your name on his ass. It's like literally like it just says your name. It's a gag. Also, no tattoos for me, nor do I wish to, as I would change way too, I change way too much every few months. I'm assuming it's due to the fact that you're somewhat, you know, indecisive with that thing. So you would get one and then change your mind, like pretty quickly, which is fair enough. You know, there's a few tattoos I've gotten in the past where I've just been like, you know what, that's actually not that good anymore, is it? I'm looking at it, it's a bit shit. But you know, it's all a learning experience. Plus, fortunately, the ones I'm not really a big fan of are in places that people can't see. So, you know, well, hey for me. How many you got, Jamie, and what's your favourites? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. I have 15 currently. I'm going for my 16th tomorrow. Getting a new one tomorrow. And personal favourites, I don't really know. I couldn't tell you. I will say one of the earliest ones I got was have any of you all played BioShock? Because I got the Would You Kindly thing on my back, which I actually don't see that often. But yeah, I got that. That was quite an early one. All of mine are awful. I don't know. I haven't seen all of them, Chad. So like I can't, you know. I haven't seen all of them, so I can't make any sort of claims on any of your tattoos coming out. Oh wowie. Hope the new one comes out nice. Well, I go to quite a nice place. It's just up the road from me. It's called Ghost Ink. They're quite a good place. Like they're very, very professional. Plus, I know them all in there, so I get like cheeky discounts. But yes, happy 16th tattoo. Well, that's the thing about tattoos. They tend to become a bit of a sort of addiction. Done by Nate's cousin, who was 16 at the time. Oh no! Oh god. That's probably not a good idea at all, is it? I remember the first tattoo I got was like this little shit one that no one sees, and I shan't describe it to you because I genuinely hate it. I got that done like bang on 18. And I got it done from like the most fucking unprofessional guy going. Like I paid him like, I think it was about 30 quid. And he bashed it out and then just fucking, he just went, you'll be fine. Because he fucking sprayed it with the cleaning stuff and then just slapped on some fucking kitchen roll and taped it down. Just some random shite on it. 16 on 16 perfection. Gosh, such a scam. I don't know. It wasn't the worst thing going, but it's just like, you know, eventually you've got to find like an actual proper place. Like, you know, you can go to literally any tattoo place and they'll do you a tattoo. It probably won't come out any good, but you need. It's like trying to find a good hair, like a barber's or, you know, a hairdresser's or something like that. You need to find like a good place that suits you. They know what you like. They've got the skills. You know, it's all that. You've got to like, you know, have those type of places. I mean, come on, it's permanent. It's got to be good. Well, yes, but the problem is that also when you're like when you're like 18, for example, and you're like bang on 18, I'm immediately gonna go get one. You're a fucking idiot. You're a dumbass. You'll get fucking anything done. Like, you don't give a shit. You don't have taste. And so as a result, you just end up walking away with like some really crappy tattoos that you're not, like, you know, regretting later. It's just one of these things. Like sometimes that is just sometimes you have to do. I mean, your selection is fine. I mean, the artist needs to guide you somewhat. Yes, that's what I mean. Is like the artist. I'll give the artist one thing. They're trying to make money, and if someone walks in and just wants the dumbest thing possible, you can say, "Are you sure about that?" But if they say, "Yeah, go for it," you've got to do it. You can completely refuse, but then they'll just go to someone who will do it. And so, what's the point? Like, you might as well do it here, where at least you'll do it somewhat all right. Instead of sending them off to some butcher, who'll probably make a fucking, you know, terrible job of it. Yeah, it's like they've got to make money. They've got to make money. It's a business, not like a. They are in it for the artistic expression, but they're also in it for the money. Like they have to make money out of this. Otherwise, like, what's the point? I actually considered becoming a tattooist at one point in my life. Like, I got a few of the things, like, you know, I actually had a fucking tattoo gun. I had one of the little buzzers. But it just I don't know. It just I never actually really got into it. So, which I'm quite glad, because I feel like I'd be, you know, I'd be doing like the shit kind of tattoos all the time. It'd probably annoy me. Oh, dang, interesting. Well, what's interesting? The fact that I almost went into tattooing, or what I was talking about before? I swear you people need to be more, like, clear about what you're actually specifically saying. You need to specify. Because I am only mortal. Subtext is not something I fucking... I can just infer. Yeah, that you almost went into tattooing and even had a tattoo. Well, yeah, like, when I say I got a tattoo gun, I didn't exactly go out to one of the fucking fancy places and get, like, a fancy one. No. I got, I just got one from, like, I got a second-hand one. It came in, like, a case, and they had, like, a few of the sort of little guns and all that shit, and they were just selling it all for, like a, you know, for a few quid, and I was just like, go on then. So, like, you know, I didn't really fucking care that much. Sorry, assume the timing was sufficient subject. Usually it is, but sometimes, you know, I tend to sort of chat at a mile a minute, and so my mind just tends to flip about. So sometimes I'll be on a new subject by the time your message has actually come through. So I'll be like, what the fuck are you on about? But anyway. So Ink, you say that you're after some sort of Rain World, like some Rain World symbols. You have to send me which ones you're thinking about getting. Like I'll give them a goosey and I'll see what I think. Like I'll give you my opinion on them. Well, anyway. Actually, indeed, which symbols would you consider? Thinking of the karma symbols or the other ancient symbols. That's fair enough. That's absolutely fair. Whereabouts are you thinking about having them done? Because this is something that's actually like that's actually something you've got to very much consider. You've got to consider that like seriously. Because not only does the placement matter about making it look good, but you've also got to you've got to think about how much that place will hurt to have it done. It's just the kind of things that you have to like consider. Not trying to like get on that year about it, but I'm just saying you just have to consider it. Yeah, the amount I have to consider it seriously, and lack of money. But all my fucking antivirus is bothering me at this moment. Has kept it to an idle ponderance. Well, that's what I mean. It's like you get the sort of design you want. If it's the kind of design I'm thinking of, it's a very simple design that's mostly line work, and so as a result, you can get that done for very cheap. Surprisingly, you could probably get that done for fairly cheap. So if it is something that you do, you know. Oh, tattoo removal is like ridiculously expensive. Because it's not a case of like you go in and they just bam it off. No, you have to go in for treatment after treatment after treatment after treatment until eventually it's gone. And it isn't even gone. Like you just get rid of it mostly, but the scarring will still be there. That kind of gives you the basic shape of what it was. So if you had like a tattoo of a dick on your forehead, you will still eternally have a tattoo of a dick on your forehead. You just won't have the ink work anymore. Oh, I do apologise. As I said, there's a lot of consideration that has to go into. Oh, I didn't say what I was getting. Who the hell putting genitals on their head? You don't. Oh, Whiskers. Oh, Mr. Whiskers. You don't know. Like what will happen. What will happen if you've had a few? You've had a few pints down the tavern, and then you've just been like, oh. I mean, at that point, what if you covered up the bad tattoo with another one? Well, that's a completely different sort of thing in of itself, because to cover up a bad tattoo with a better one, you've got to think of like the cohesion between them. For example, you can't cover up like a black tattoo, like a black line work tattoo, with something bright and colourful, because the black will still come through, so you'll still be able to see it. So you've either got to try and like work the old tattoo into the new tattoo, or you've got to get something that will completely oust it entirely. So like that's what I mean. Like the whole sort of like getting rid of tattoos is a very tricky business. But anyway, yes, I was about to say that the tattoo that I was going to get is that you know a while ago in the Discord I was pondering and that talking about the idea of getting a Rajang tattoo. You know, Rajang from Monster Hunter. Think about getting one of those. And I've actually, you know, I settled on a design, and I also I've booked it and I'm going to go get it tomorrow. So I'm seeing it through. You can't say that I'm not. So yes. I was wanting to get it on my I was wanting to get it on my neck, but apparently the design is quite detailed, so it would have to be quite large, but the neck does not allow. So I'm having it on my arm instead. Do you want to spoil it or wait until it's done? I don't know. I'll wait until it's done. I'll wait until it's done. I'll send a picture out in the art share section of the Discord. I'll chuck it in there because it's technically art. And I'll say like, ooh, I just got this really cool tattoo done and all that shit. Actually, I may have to like wait a day. Because as seen as the fact that both of you don't you've never had a tattoo done. They can be quite bloody when they've just been done. They can be quite like off-putting to look at when they've just first been fresh done. So like I might wait a bit or like clean it off as much as I can. As I said, they can be a bit off-putting. Like so, as I said, I might wait a bit to do it. I'd rather not like, show me the blood. No. As I said, I'll probably just give it a bit of a sort of wipe down. I'll give it a sort of like a bit of a clean. And then, yeah, makes sense. And it does involve sticking you repeatedly with a needle. Yes, it's just one of those things. Oh, this is a good piece of advice for you. The good piece of advice, if you want to get a tattoo, make sure to think about the filling. So like the line work is easy because they just have like one little needle and they just draw the line work on. But the filling part is that they have multiple needles on the head and then they just scribble it in. And so as a result, that can hurt like a fucking bitch. It can really, really hurt when that one's done. Especially afterwards. I had one done that was a lot of fill work, and that thing was stinging for ages. Oh, my arm was sore. So how do you manage the risk of infection? Well, it's quite easy actually. It's because you just tend to keep it covered. Because it's one of those things of that like. You just you get some like cling film or whatever, it's like a saran wrap or whatever you call it in like America, and you just wrap it over it, and it tends to like keep all the juices in. Didn't know they had multi-needle machines. Well, they do. They have all sorts of different things for these types of things. Because they have different sort of textures and things they need to do. There's different like sort of things they need to actually like try. Hello, Mr. Thomas Horton. How goes it? Welcome to the tavern. Have a sit down. Order yourself an ale. And it goes fine, good Mr. Horton, to answer your question. How would I rate my pain tolerance? I'd say my pain tolerance is quite high. But as I said, that was quite specifically sore. Like I think it was just due to the fact that there was a lot of fill work. How did the Batman stream go, Mr. Horton? How did things go on your end? I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend. I may have to watch the VOD on that. Oh, that's I'll bring you into the conversation now, Mr. Horton. Have you got any tattoos? Have you got any tattoos or any sort of want or desire to get one? Went pretty well, but just got past the first encounter with Poison Ivy, and then the next stream I'm heading to Killer Croc. Ooh. Oh, I can't miss that now. Oh, that's the best part. That's the best part. Yes, Mr. Whiskers, he's been streaming Arkham Asylum on his sort of blind playthrough of it. He's been enjoying himself. Yes, actually, Mr. Whiskers Inc. Go subscribe to Thomas Horton. He's a good. At Casey, Killer Croc next stream. Yeah, as I say, go subscribe to Thomas Horton. Go give him some love. Go send him some love. His channel's ever steadily growing, and I can do whatever I can to help him out. But anyway, back onto the sort of the topic at hand. I'm a bit shy about subscribing to channels I don't know, but I might check them out. I didn't say like subscribe. I didn't say you have to subscribe to Thomas Horton. What I said is like go check him out. Go watch some of the VODs. Check out one of the lives. I'm sure Mr. Horton will appreciate it. However you wish to, say, come in over and say hello or subscribe or just drop him a like. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Really have been. Honestly, I usually don't enjoy superhero stuff these days, but Arkham Asylum's been very fun to get into. I imagine so. Could have sworn you said go subscribe, but whatevs. Oh, good lord, I sound young. I'll look at it, but wait on subbing. Send out an alt. Also, yeah, Jake did say to sub. My mod status is at risk. It is at risk. Whiskers, I'll give it to Ink. Ink's just as capable as you are as being a mod. Literally anyone is just as literally anyone can be a mod. It's not that hard. Oh yes, the Arkham games are ridiculous fun. They are. How does this keep happening? Whiskers, the problem is that Whiskers, he really pushes it. He really tends to, try and push my patience on the whole thing. He really tries to really annoy me into. I think he just wants to quit, and so he doesn't know how. Doofus with whack-ass social skills and malfunctioning empathy keeps getting suggested for this stuff. Hey, sometimes a lack of empathy can actually help. Because some people come, now I need to work on my social skills, Jake. You do. I think everyone does. I think if any person says that I have peak social skills, they are an idiot. And they should probably be flogged, because no one has perfect social skills in every situation. Then again, my boss said I have good customer service voice for answering the phone. that's oddly specific. I've got no idea when I'm pushing the button. Well, yes, but you did know then. You were just like, oh shit, my mod status is at risk. Of course it is. I think you either have good manufactured empathy, or you do at least have some empathy. Well, I think there's no person out there that has exactly zero empathy. They have at least, a fraction of it. Even if it's just like below 1%, they still have a percentage of empathy. And so as a result, I always find the phrase saying this person has no empathy is completely it's false. Oh yeah, I'll try to be a more sane mod for your channel. the only reason I made you a mod, Whiskers, is specifically because I was Like I was just like, fuck it, I need a mod. You're here. You're my mod now. I feel the emotional facet for most animals and fictional characters, but I really have a hard time connecting emotionally with people. That's fair. That is fair. But see, but you do have an empathetic, bone in your body that allows you to feel empathy for animals and fictional characters. But you have a hard time connecting with emotionally with people. But as I said, you still have a facet of empathy. Right place, right time, I guess, yeah. Cognitive angle varies, but I can be pretty good with it, or critical fail due to autism. That part is more of a skill than an innate quality, if you ask me. I don't know. Like, we've all got, like, our own sort of issues that give us own sort of, we all have, like, issues that can give us advantages or disadvantages in certain situations. I actually managed to manufacture some empathy, as apparently young me didn't have it. Well, see, that's what I mean. Is like if you can actually you can learn empathy. It's not like something you can just be born without or born with. Like, no, you can actually give yourself empathy. Sometimes I wonder how much is just the way I am and how much is he who trauma building and a little fortress in my mind. Well, that's what I mean. Is like empathy is a learned behavior, and so if you have no empathy, that's possibly due to a having some sort of like issues in the past. But like if you had a very empathetic childhood and continue to be very empathetic, that's possibly due to the fact that you've learned that as being a positive behavior. I use my feelings towards fictional characters as a basis to extend outwards towards others. Now, see, that is actually a very clever strategy, and Ink has recognised this. Honestly, fiction can be a more powerful tool than many people assume, as it is low stakes, safer environment to explore things that are less scary or stressful. That's actually a very emotionally intelligent way to go about these kind of things. It is to go sort of like low stakes sort of immersion therapy. So I essentially see what fictional character best fits the frame of the person I'm talking to, and then treat them the way I would the character. See, that kind of works. If that works for you, Whiskers, that works for you. And also, what character do you see me as? Come on. I swear if you say some bad character, I'm gonna be very annoyed. Just put the stakes even higher now. Also, sorry about that, Ink. I too had some self-defense fortress due to some stuff, and it took years to break that stuff down. Well, this is what I said. This is what I was saying last time. This stream, this whole channel, it is a place that people can just unload the stuff that's on their mind. Exactly how, if you go to a bar and you sit at the bar and you can chat to the bartender, people talk and say everything to the bartender. They'll say absolutely everything about it. It's like low cost therapy. And so, as a result, I want a similar sort of thing to happen here. It's like I want you to feel comfortable to express what's going on in your lives. Obviously, don't reveal too many details. Still the internet, of course. But I want you to feel comfortable to be able to sort of work out any issues that you might have, and I'll give you my 2 cents on it. This will be even cheaper therapy. You don't actually have to do anything. You don't have to pay me anything. You just have to turn up. No need to feel sorry. It's just very old stuff, largely to the point where I'm not actually what I look like without it. Nor am I particularly distressed by merely having it. That's a fair enough. That's a good opinion to have about it is that these things happen. These things have happened. Like these things have happened to you, and so as a result, they are more part of your identity at this point. Like whether you want it or not, like these are part of your identity, and so fighting it is pointless. You might as well just accept that this is a part of your life. I mentioned these things more as an architecture for further topics. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough, I think. I should mention that as I said, like you can share things if you want, but like try to keep details, people, like things. Try to keep that on the minimum, like because obviously as I said, this is the internet, things like that, and it's one of those things that you've got to keep yourself safe, and so I don't want anyone being targeted by anything because of what they've said at my streams. I don't want anyone to be fearing of doxing or anything or things like that because they shared at my stream. So as I said, like keep things. I might actually add that as a chat rule, as like you can share as freely as you want, but keep details vague, as to protect your personal identity. I'm thinking of a character for you, Jake. I just can't seem. I can see them, but in my head, but I can't remember the name. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah. So there's a new rule. As I said, okay, Whiskers. If you see anyone like start revealing way too much information about themselves, like give them a warning. Don't just ban them. Yeah, both for fear of doxing and also for people's sanity too. Yeah, that's fair enough. Hence why I just said trauma he who to merely note its existence instead of describing the precise nature of what is important and a bad idea to share anyway. Well, as I said, you can share things vaguely like you have, but as I said, keep the details, to a minimum. You don't want anyone to, and especially I don't want anyone to be. Yes, definitely don't share on stream as anyone can see, but everybody uses me as a therapist, as Jake knows. Whiskers does have this sort of effect around themselves, is that for some reason everyone just starts using him as a therapist for no reason. To the point where I was talking to him at game night. Like after the game night sort of wound down, it was just me and him having a chat. And it ended up turning into a fucking therapy session. I was just like, Whiskers, you bastard. How have you done this to me? How have you done that? You just sort of, I've just thought of it, just started explaining everything to you. And you just like, you bastard, how have you done that? It's got some sort of like magical therapist powers. I got some wackiness about me. That's probably true. That is probably true. I don't want anyone that turns up to the channel. I don't want anyone to turn up to the channel to think of me as a to think of me as a therapist, to use me as a therapist. I can give you advice. I can even talk these things through with you, but I can't give you actual sort of diagnosis. I'm not an actual trained therapist. I'm not any of these things. I'm just some buffoon with a microphone, and so as a result, I don't want anyone to start treating this as a free therapy, which actually that might be another good rule. Anything you share keep it vague as to protect your personal identity, and also this isn't free therapy, so keep it to so if you do need help, contact therapist kind of thing. Whenever I discuss serious topics like this, I'm always prefaced with a cheeky "I am not a doctor" disclaimer. Well, that's what I mean. It's like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I just have, some experiences with these kind of things. Like, I have experiences with these kind of things, and so as a result, I can give you my two cents on the situation. I can give you sort of advice, but I can't fix the problem. I can't help you in the way that you might want, and so I'm just here for this. This is meant to be a chill out place. This is not therapy, and I think I want people to understand that. It can be useful for helping I can, as I said, I can talk about your problems, give you advice, but I can't give you free therapy. That's what an actual therapist is for. That's the point. It's like this is the problem, is that people often just like especially people who need help will just use random people for therapy. They'll just use random people as therapy. As Whiskers probably knows, being the person that seems to have just attract those kind of people, is that I don't want people to get that idea. Certainly part to play, Inc. Additionally, in my method of developing empathy, I accidentally made way too much of myself. That's fair enough. So I've got to recalibrate, since now I want to help them out. That's fair enough. I don't think it's a bad thing to have too much empathy. I don't think that's technically a bad thing. It just depends on how it's used. Oh yeah, a ton of my friends could use some literal therapy. But that's what I mean. It's like if you need therapy, there are people out there. But if you just want to talk about some subjects in your life, I'm here for that. But as I said, if you need actual help, there's plenty of places out there. But anyway, it's coming close up to the last 10 minutes. So I would like to hope that you've got some good questions, some good statements, some possible buggy facts awaiting, for the last 10 minutes. Hopefully any such peeps overhearing our little mental health detour will take it as a reminder to look into getting actual therapy. Oh golly, already feels so fast. Well, these streams are only meant to be an hour. It's an hour. It's an hour of you, of me. So it's not the longest stream going, because a lot of streams can be fucking 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. They can be quite long. But you only get an hour, and I've actually already started to figure out a schedule. I'm thinking Tuesdays, 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 Thursdays, and then possibly a cheeky extra bonus stream on the weekends. That sort of weekend depending. Oh gosh, it's been 40 minutes. Well, it has. It's been, Weevils are called Hasselnuss board. No, fucking hell. I'm terrible with German. I learned this today. Okay, Ink. You need to keep the buggy facts in. We're not at the last 10 minutes of chaos yet. Too busy checking things to fix typo before I hit the enter key. Good grief. Hello. Mein da. Oh fucking hell! I hate German. I said get the bug facts, but we're waiting for the last 10 minutes. Because that's the time. That's the, like, I'll give you the go ahead. I'll give you the go ahead when you want to start chucking as many questions, statements, as many, you know, bug facts about anything at me as possible. No, it's a good bit of fun for you know, to liven things back up again. If we start talking about some more heavy topics such as we have today. We've been talking about some sort of more serious topics today, so a good 10 minutes of chaos. We'll get things back on track. Go on then. We're close enough. I'll let you guys go. Go on. The 10 minutes of madness starts now. Throw as much as you've got as possible at me, and I'll see what I can do about answering questions. You know, addressing your statements, and you know, maybe even laughing at your jokes if you throw them at me. And we'll see how we can go from there. Let's see. Tuna fish can kill you via mercury poisoning. Loneliness can cut your life by 10 years, and the human heart can squirt blood up to 30 feet. That's you just threw them all in one go. You just spammed them at me. When snakes have two heads, they might actually fight over food. Well, that makes sense, because they're technically like they're almost like two beings, but they don't quite know each other because they don't have like a sense of self, so they don't understand why there's a second snake next to them. And so as a result, like they might not quite understand. See, this is the reason why, you know, like any creature shouldn't have more than one head. Mexican jumping beans are actually seeds with a moth larva living inside them, eating the seed. They jump to move to areas of warm or cold to regulate temperature. That's very interesting. The water you drink may be older than the entire solar system. Oh, that makes sense, because, you know, there's only so much water out there. Then they cut out a little door to come out after they pupate. They cut out a little door. They just that's quite good, actually. Oh, I know there's only two of you, but come on, you got to pick up the pace here. You got to start throwing everything at me. There's a reason why it's called the 10 Minutes of Madness, or Chaos, or whatever. I keep changing the fucking title of it. I need to get like an actual like bell or like a siren or something to alert everyone that this is happening. Blue whale tongues weigh more than elephants. That makes sense because they are the largest mammal on Earth. Clownfish are born male but turn female as they age. I thought that was due to the environment that they're in. For example, if they are in more in a sort of, you know, single-sex environment, they may change. Apparently, turkey vultures can coexist with suburbia. I see them outside my windows in the sky a lot. Well, that makes sense. Pandas can spend 12 hours eating, and their metabolism are slow, so they need to eat 28 pounds of food. That's a bit weird. Like, if their metabolism is so slow, like, why? Like, I guess they can control when they change to some degree. Well, that's what I mean. Is like, you know, in a single-sex environment, they can, you know, change. I mean, bamboo. Oh yeah, bamboo is not exactly, you know, a very sort of nutrient-rich thing. I like how we've just got various animal facts. That's fair. That's fair enough. I always love it learning about, you know, a bit more about animals. I got space stuff too. Go on, throw it in there. Throw it in there. What have you got? As I said, whatever you've got. Any questions about myself? Any questions about England? Any questions about anything really? Most of our water likely arrived on comets. That does make sense. That does make sense because the water has to have come from somewhere. It didn't just sort of exist. It didn't just randomly fucking exist. Also, octopi and squids can alter their DNA to some degree. Well, at least that you got it on brand, you know. Because, oh yes, I wanted to address this at some point. Is that, yes, I changed the name of the channel from the Grumpy Minotaur Tavern. I wasn't happy with that name. And so I've changed it to the Murky Kraken. Which which is more of a sort of, more interesting name, but also references my past as being, as my name being Fred the Squid / Cuttlefish. I used to be known as that. Like Whiskers, you might not know that, but I think Ink does. I think Ink has heard of that one before. What kind of food other than the stereotypical stuff do you have over there? I don't know. Like, let's see. I can't think of anything specific. Is that a lot of the stereotypical stuff is genuinely actually true. Gold is incredibly common in space, but is rare on Earth, as very few gold meteorites have gold when they landed on Earth. What are your main hobbies? I like playing, playing video games. I like reading. Well, one of my hobbies is also this, but this is more like work. So as a result, I like hanging around with my I like hanging around with my cat. Favorite video game genre? That's a tricky one. Oh, Whiskers, you bastards! You can't do this to me. You can't do that. I like a good RPG. I like a good RPG. All right. I think I'll put that out as my favourite. I'll put that out as my favourite. I see, Jake. Oh yeah, you understood what I was on about. Favourite RPG? Oh no, Whiskers, damn you, damn you to the pits of Tartarus. You can't do this to me. Favourite RPG? I quite like the Fallout games. I'm gonna put them forward. I think they're my favourite. But like the Elder Scrolls is also in there too. I like the RPG 7 personally. Fucking damn it, Whiskers! Damn it, Whiskers! We're not talking about the fucking. We're not talking about the rocket launcher. We're fucking talking about games, you bastard. I hate you, Whiskers. Stripping you of your mod status. I assume the favourite is Fallout New Vegas. You would assume correctly. That's due to the fact that it is one of the better ones. But no, Fallout 3 has got it's got a place in my heart. Fallout 4 was a bit of a disappointment, but it was still good. I haven't really played the older ones yet. I do own the first one, and I've been meaning to play it. Favourite mythical creature? Ooh. Whiskers, you're coming out with all the good ones. You're coming out with all like the good sort of like questions right now. Ink's like falling behind on this. Favorite mythical creature. I'm quite partial to a good Cyclops because I think they're kind of cool. Especially like the sort of like weird history behind them. You should swing by one of Archer's streams sometimes. Sometimes I play Fallout 4. Yeah, I've swung by some of Archer's streams. And seen them play, Fallout 4. Arch doing Borderlands after this, but I got class. Oh yes, specifically, I was going to mention the Cyclops thing. Is that apparently originally like Cyclops is like the depiction of them is having tusks and one eye, and that was due to the fact that people finding fucking elephant skulls and seeing a giant skull because the trunk comes out the front, like the nasal cavity looks like an eye socket to them, and it having massive tusks. So they assumed that it was just a massive creature. And so, like, as a result, it's kind of interesting. Anteaters can eat about 35,000 ants a day, but, well, to be perfectly honest, there's fucking billions of them. Jake, I've got to send you the story on how the Minotaur was created. Are we talking about, like, the actual sort of mythology, or are we talking about how the mythology itself started? Like, that is freaking ridiculous. Yeah, you mean the ants? Then, yes. Like, trillions of ants, yeah. As I said, like, if it's about the mythology, I already know how the mythology, you know, the actual mythology of the Minotaur, of it basically being like, if I remember correctly, Zeus, I think he like turned himself into a bull, or like he tricked some woman into essentially going at a bull, and then bang, Minotaur created. Especially the fact that like the original depictions of Minotaur, the original depiction of Minotaur is not like a big fucking furry creature with like hooves and, you know, like big sort of cow features and all that thing. No, it was just basically just a person, but with a cow head, with a bull head, you know, horns and that. The mythology in of itself is actually quite interesting. There was some animal-human hybrid. So yeah, that's what I mean. That kind of stuff is like mythology itself is like also is like interesting, but also like weirdly disgusting. But yes, we've come upon the hour, and I should be ending the 10 minutes of madness. We're at the hour. The hour has come. And so I would like to thank everyone that turned up. I'd like to thank, you know, they call me Hat Guy, otherwise known as Chad, Thomas Horton, Mr. Albert Whiskers, Insire. I'd like to thank all of you for coming in and jot some big book facts down for next stream. I'd like to thank you all for turning up and coming to say hello, having a good chat, a good natter. I, as usual, I shan't be asking for any subscriptions, any likes, follows. I don't really care. As long as you turned up and you had some fun, I think that makes me the happiest man on earth. And so, like a stream. No Whiskers, don't bully anyone into liking the stream. And so I shall see you guys next time. Possibly on the weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday. Who's to say? And I shall see you guys next time. Goodbye.